When it arrives, the Galaxy S23 will have some big shoes to fill, but we are confident that Samsung can pull it off with its new flagship phones. Among this year's releases, the Galaxy S22 and Galaxy S22 Plus felt a lot more iterative than innovative, but the Galaxy S22 Ultra had no such problem bringing the Galaxy Note back to life. Rumors about the Samsung Galaxy S23 are just starting to pick up, but we wanted to share what's out there. So here's what we have heard about the Galaxy S23 so far. The Samsung Galaxy S23 has been tipped to ditch Samsung's Exynos chip in favor of Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. A leak says that the S23 and S23 Plus will both get an upgraded 12-megapixel front camera for better selfies. This would fit with Samsung looking for alternative chipsets, even those from MediaTek rather than current partner Qualcomm. Obviously, none of these are 100% confirmation, but Samsung might still be interested in improving its Exynos brand. We'd welcome this, considering that the Exynos 2200 failed to meet our expectations, lagging behind the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 in our Galaxy S22 Plus benchmark tests. The only other thing we have heard is that Samsung might refer to the Galaxy S23 internally as Project Diamond. Previously, some thought this codename instead referred to a third foldable, but that's apparently not the case according to DSCC analyst Ross Young. There's a long time for Samsung to finalize some Galaxy S23 details, so here's what we are hoping to see. A post from famed Samsung leaker Ice Universe on Twitter claims that the Galaxy S23 Ultra will have a whopping 200 megapixel main camera, a holdover rumor from the earlier days of S22 speculation. This camera will supposedly be optimized for several years. We are not sure if that means Samsung plans to continually improve the camera over the years with software updates, or if the Korean phone maker will improve the 200 megapixel sensor following the S23 Ultra's launch. The Galaxy S22 launched in February, so we'd expect a similar timeline for the Galaxy S23. The Galaxy S21 series came out in January 2021, but Samsung had to make room for the Galaxy S21 FE, so it likely pushed back the S22's debut. For the Galaxy S23, that probably means an early 2023 appearance. Phone release windows are pretty predictable nowadays, and we don't expect Samsung to deviate from this, though the coronavirus pandemic and chip shortages have created some delayed phone launches in recent memory. Snapdragon or better Exynos? Look, we are all for breaking Qualcomm's near monopoly on Android phones in some parts of the world. The strongest performers out of all the best Android phones use Snapdragon chips. While Apple Silicon is still miles ahead in some ways, Samsung's Exynos processors are inferior to Qualcomm in many others. We all had high hopes for the flagship Exynos 2200 with its AMD powered graphics, but the chip ultimately proved lackluster at best. Samsung either needs to figure out why Exynos chips lag behind Snapdragons, or it needs to give up and use Snapdragons everywhere.